Hello everybody, welcome to the Empressive channel. I'm sure some of y'all have heard about this whole mess between Lil Fizz and Apryl Jones. But if you haven't, I'm going to give you all a backstory, okay? Apryl Jones is a reality star. She was first introduced to the public on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, and Apryl Jones happens to be Omarion's baby mama. Now, it has been highly speculated and somewhat revealed that Apryl Jones is allegedly messing around with Omarion's bandmate from B2K, Lil Fizz. And Apryl added fuel to the fire when she did an interview with VH1 talking about her complex relationship with Lil Fizz.
My relationship with Drew, he's definitely someone who I always consider just like an angel sent into my life. I've known him for some years, but we've definitely gotten close over the past maybe 2 to 3 years. He has been there through the course of just the shit that I deal with the father of my kids. I have fallen in love with best friends before, and I'm not opposed to feeling like I wouldn't fall in love with him or couldn't, but I think where we are is where we are, and I think when you talk about me and Drew, it's a very sensitive subject because we both are kind of f***ed up from our relationships. I think me and him are both smart enough to know that if it was something that we decided to do, because we've talked about how we feel about one another, that we would definitely want to be smart in how we maneuver. So therapy and like that before, can't just be hopping up into no relationship. No thanks, no thanks. But I'm not opposed to f***ing him, is that what you meant to say? I mean, I'm not. A bitch needs some and I'd rather give it to a person that's my friend as opposed to someone who's just a guy that I'm knowing. He's deserving of the Let's just be really honest. Drew is definitely deserving of the If I decide to give it to him one day, I would be proud of that because I have given guys my vagina that don't deserve it. He deserves it.
So you heard that Apryl was extremely honest, okay? Very honest about how she feels about Fizz, and she was keeping it real when she said that she would definitely smash the homie. Now, a lot of people do have issues with this. I have seen the outrage on social media. They feel like the situation is super messy, and they also feel like both Apryl and Fizz are violating their loyalty to Omarion. My thoughts on this are a little different. I don't necessarily approve of Apryl and Fizz's relationship because it is a little messy, but at the same time, I do understand why they ended up getting together, and I'm gonna explain why. Both Apryl and Fizz got out of very complex situations with their exes, okay? Apryl and Omarion were together for some years and they had 2 children together. Unfortunately, they did split up after the birth of their second child, and the reason for that was never really explained, but Apryl did say that Omarion grew distant from her and refused to communicate with her. Apryl also had some issues with Omarion's mother. Now, Omarion's mother did not like Apryl because she felt like Apryl was kind of moving in on her territory. Now, the reason why she felt this way is because Omarion is financially taking care of his mother, but Apryl wanted him to stop doing that and focus on his family. So that was the real reason why Apryl and his mother did not get along. And on top of that, his mother did not like Apryl as a person. She felt like she was shallow and she just didn't like her personality. So there was a lot going on behind the scenes, and Apryl did address this on social media.
Y'all know he take care of his mother. Y'all know that. That's the reason why me and him was already that was one of our issues. That was one of our issues, which is fine. He can take care of his mom, but when your responsibility comes down to you taking care of your family, a family you chose to start with a woman and have children, bro, your family come first, meaning your mom should be telling you to take care of your damn kids and the capacity in your family and being responsible. Point blank, period. Period. I've been quiet for way too freaking long. Way too long. The fool won't even talk to me. So it's like, how am I supposed to deal with a person like that? And we were happy at a point in time. Don't get me wrong, we were. The relationship got bad too, though. But we were good. I mean, but like I was saying when I was on my live the other day, people will make you believe that they're a certain type of person. And so that's what I believe happened. Like, he made me believe he was a certain type of person, and I fell in love with that. And in real life, that wasn't who he was. You know what I'm saying? And if I really would have known who he really was, he knows that I would have never dated him. Period. And that's the truth. So I never took him to court for child support or none of that. But he served me with papers on Mother's Day. Thanks, oh. But when you're talking about dealing with someone who won't talk to you, won't deal with you, is doing everything in their power to spite you. And I've protected this man for 3 years, and I gave up 5 years being in that relationship, and I'm being treated as such behind closed doors. It gets to a point, and I'm living my life publicly like this, you feel me? It's to a point where it's like, enough is enough. It's like, what am I protecting? Now I'm getting to a point where it's like, you won't talk to me, you won't deal with me, you don't help me with my children as far as my financial aspect. I've never taken him to, just certain things that I'm still loyal to when it pertains to that. And it's like, you're still treating me like this? And so for me, now I'm like, well, what am I protecting him for? What am I protecting you for? You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, at the end of the day, he's still the father of my kids. But it's like, you don't got no loyalty to me. You don't give a fuck about me. It's like, so why do I have to care?
Now, as you could hear from April's account, she had some issues with Omarion behind the scenes. We've never really heard Omarion's side of the story. He's normally very private when it comes to his personal life, so we've never heard him speak out about what Apryl said, but Apryl has been very vocal about their breakup for the past 3 years now. Now, I'm going to move on and talk about Lil Fizz and his relationship with his baby mama, Moniece. We all have seen how toxic Fizz and Moniece's relationship is on social media and on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. Now, both Fizz and Moniece's current issues stem from co-parenting their son. Also, in the past, Moniece has expressed that she has an issue with Fizz making her look bad in public, and Fizz also has an issue with Moniece for making his life miserable. So they've been fighting over a lot, but their main concern is their son, and that's a whole nother issue in itself. Not only that, Moniece was the one who first revealed to the public that Apryl and Fizz kind of had a thing going on. While she was on Instagram Live, she casually said that her son Cameron was spending time with Fizz and Apryl in their home. So she basically dropped the bombshell that Apryl and Fizz were living together. And this actually made Fizz upset because Moniece revealed this right before B2K reunited on tour. So Fizz did not want the public thinking that he's messing around with his bandmate's baby mama. It wouldn't be a good look. So both Fizz and Apryl did go on Instagram Live and denied those claims.
First off, this is going to be the last time y'all get any words from me addressing this.
Talking about someone who's a psycho, who's bipolar.
Chill.
No, I think she's psycho.
No, but you're just going so hard. Just chill. We already addressing it, letting people know that, we friends and that's it. No, all that extra shit is cap. So y'all can fall for Moniece's antics all you want. You feel me?
So y'all obvious. Okay, look. Does this make this more obvious? Oh my God. You're so attractive. I'm fucking you. Oh my God. Shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ. Y'all know men and women can be friends. I could do this and he's my best friend.
My sister does the
my
same thing. My cousin does
I can do this and he's my best friend. Oh my God. Why are you so mad? Oh my God. Because I'm like close to him. Look. I do this all the time. He's like, my baby. He's my baby. Oh my gosh. I'm being so angry.
So as you saw from that live, Apryl and Fizz were trying to convince everybody that they were only friends, but people still weren't buying it. A few weeks ago, Apryl and Fizz went on Instagram Live again, and that got a lot of people talking because now people believe that Apryl and Fizz are actually in a relationship.
We in our 30s, and life is to be. You wanna come here? Come here. Oh, it's okay. Come say hi. Hi.
What up?
Life is to be lived, people.
Hi.
Wait.
Huh?
I look into the man cave. Life is to be lived, people. Okay?
So after this video went viral, people were dragging Apryl and Fizz online because they felt like they both were betraying Omarion. Not only that, there was another Instagram live video that Apryl did, and I don't know why she uploaded this video because it made her look even worse, but she was on Instagram Live talking about all the men she slept with, and you could clearly see that she's under the influence. I do know she's into wine, so she might have been drunk or she might have been on something else. Who knows? But she was doing the most on Instagram Live. Watch this.
The game, the game, okay? You know what happens to the game? He's right here. He texted me today. Happy Mother's Day. Joe. The game texts me all the time. bitches love him, and that nigga texts me. He loves me. He respects me. Drew, Lil Fizz, I love you. Happy Mother's Day. I respect you. Oh, celebrity. Yeah, I'm a celebrity because I'm a celebrity and because I became what y'all thought I wasn't going to become. So let me just say that. Yes, I'm a celebrity because Omarion this and I had 2 kids by him, and now Lil Fizz wants to this and because I'm a celebrity, and because the game wants to this, and because ASAP wants to this, and because all these guys love this fat. Why?
Child, Apryl is out here looking bad in these streets. She's looking bad. And I do think that this whole relationship that she has going on with Fizz is making her look terrible because it's messy. It's a messy situation. And honestly, it's clear that they're hanging around each other because they want a storyline for Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, but it's also clear that they got together when they were very vulnerable, especially Apryl. Fizz started growing close to Apryl after she broke up with Omarion. And Apryl started falling for him because she saw Fizz as somebody she could talk to, someone who could take care of her and motivate her. So she became friends with Fizz, and now she's in love with him. You could tell that she's in love with him by the way she talks about him. And I can guarantee you that they have slept together. There's no doubt in my mind that they have. And I'll be honest, I really would be here for their relationship, but if you look at the circumstances, it's just not a good look. Fizz and Omarion allegedly fell out over this. Even though Omarion hasn't been very vocal about what's going on, I'm sure he feels some type of way about his bandmate dating his baby mama and playing stepdaddy to his children. And even though Omarion said that he doesn't mind their friendship, I'm pretty sure he feels some type of way.
And as far as her friendship though with Lil Fizz, you cool with that? That doesn't bother you?
She can do whatever she wants to do. She's a grown woman.
You heard his answer. He didn't say he was cool with it, but he said she could do whatever she wants to do. That's kind of his way of saying, I don't care, but I do care. Another person who cares a lot about Apryl and Fizz's relationship is Moniece. And the reason why she cares is because her son is involved. Both Moniece and Apryl were cordial at one point, but they too fell out over this situation. In fact, they were on Instagram Live arguing, and after that, Moniece has been at odds with Apryl, and she even talked about it on social media, and she talked about it during her interview with Hollywood Unlocked.
She and I were on live, and she kept questioning me. I kept saying, my issue's not with you.
I knew he was gonna be with me.
Hold on.
Yes.
This is my problem, and this is why I said my problem is not with you. My problem is with my baby daddy because my son is always being weird around you.
It was after I had gone live, she had gone live, we had gone live together, and she kept questioning me. This is when I had deduced that they were sleeping together. Prior to that, that thought honestly didn't cross my mind because I thought they're not that dumb. Whatever this is that they're doing is for attention.
What do you mean dumb? Because she's anti-Apryl.
Right.
And she has 2 kids by your baby daddy's bandmate.
Right.
And they've already, B2K's already broke it up once and broke hearts all over the world. It would be no way they would let a woman get in between them.
Well, it wasn't just that. It was just like, I mean,
betrayal.
Yeah, they would never.
So you
I gave them more credit than they were actually worthy of. Like they would never sleep with each other.
So them being in Chicago together, there was no thought in your head that that this was a relationship in the making.
No.
Okay.
And did you consider yourself a friend of Apryl's at the time?
Not at that time. We weren't enemies. We had begun to build a friendship prior to that. But people also tend to forget the picture of Apryl and my baby daddy that surfaced in Mexico surfaced in 2017.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've heard since all this has come out.
And it wasn't just friendly. It was her bumping and grinding and this and that. One of Apryl's really good friends actually slept with my baby daddy back in the day. So I know a lot more than they think I know.
So when you say she was selling her pussy, unpack that for me, please, because people don't understand.
She and I were on live, and she kept questioning me. I kept saying, my issue's not with you. I didn't say anything bad about you. I haven't disrespected you. I actually like you. We were friends at one point. Well, I'm just trying to figure out what your issue is with your baby daddy, and da-da-da. Meanwhile, I'm not knowing my son is in the room. She's letting my son listen to all of this.
Wow.
And so My son starts texting me, "Mommy, please stop before you go to jail." Then I got a voice note. "Why are you going in on Apryl? She's so nice to me, and she's nice to my dad, and she hasn't done anything to you. You're going off on her." And I'm like, okay, this is where I crossed the line. So this is what I've heard from people that know you. And this is what I know about my baby daddy. The things I said about the pussy and the things I said about the bruises on my son, facts. But what I'm not gonna do is apologize for the statement that I made about my son's father, because it was true. And it was very traumatic for my son, and that is why my son feels like he has to lie. When my son came home with the bruises, he said he couldn't tell us because his dad told him that if he did, I was gonna take him away from him.
Well, who put the bruises on him?
His dad. My son has now felt the need to hide and lie. He said he thought that I didn't want him around Apryl because of what happened between Daddy and Uncle O. I don't even know what transpired between these two men. How does my 9-year-old know? And why is he worried about that at 9?
So if Uncle O was Uncle O, then that's Auntie Mama Apryl.
That would be Auntie Apryl, yeah.
But now she's his stepmom.
Ish. Stepmomish, yeah.
Apryl and Fizz have now moved in your neighborhood.
Yes.
So y'all neighbors?
So they're her neighbors.
They live like really close to me, I guess. And my son points and he goes, "You know, my dad and Apryl, they just bought a house right here, and Apryl has the pictures. You should text her. She'll show them to you."
So you know that she sells her vagina.
I didn't say she sells. I said I know of a couple of niggas that hit and were paying her bills, and that is true. And now we know that my baby daddy was one of those people. Why on God? If you want to be with whoever, be with whoever, right? But don't include the babies. You live where you live, she lives where she lives, and you guys link up and do what you do during your off weeks, right? Until you really figure out what the hell is going on, and is it worth putting the kids through it?
Okay, so word on the street is that Cam's gonna have a little brother or sister. Allegedly, that April's pregnant. I don't know her to be pregnant. Do you know that she's pregnant or not pregnant?
My mom called Drew, and he denied the pregnancy. Period. Space. New sentence. In which my mother then, I said he denied the pregnancy. And then my mother...
But he denied that it was his, or he denied that she was pregnant?
He denied the pregnancy. And then my mother basically said, you know, you've lied about everything. So we don't believe you. So forgive me if I lose respect because you're on the internet smacking your vagina, talking about all the men that your vagina is on sale for. Forgive me if I don't respect the fact that you'll pick up a glass of red wine before you'll pick up your child. Forgive me. Forgive me if I can't respect it. We're not the same. And for so long, I've been so hell-bent on getting the father of my child to respect me. But recently, I realized he doesn't know how. I'm expecting too much from someone who's incapable. He's incapable of respecting women, period.
Child, whew, this is a lot. If you really look at this whole situation, you can clearly see that it's just not a good idea for Apryl and Fizz to be involved with each other. It's just not a good idea at all. Anyway, tell me what you all think about this video down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.